has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
And welcome to the castle, everybody. This is knightsaberZ42, and man, it has been a long time since I did one of these. Anyways, new series coming back after a long hiatus, I guess. And we're playing Darkest Dungeon, but not only Darkest Dungeon, because the DLC, the first DLC just came out. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all of these. First DLC, the Crimson Court, is now available, and we are gonna go ahead and play through it. So click the letter to begin. We're gonna do the Crimson Court districts, adds new buildings and Flagellant. It's the new hero class, and so we're going to go into the darkest depths of the Darkest Dungeon. If you don't know anything about this game, Darkest Dungeon, it's a very macabre RPG, etched in Eldritch lore, I should say. So if you don't know anything about Lovecraftian lore or who Lovecraft is in anyways, I would definitely highly recommend picking up this book. Oh, look at that, it's all reversed. It says H.P. Lovecraft in reverse though. And this is the annotated version of H.P. Lovecraft, and it's about that big. It's a very heavy book, but it's got like a majority of his stories, short and more of his longer stories in it, and it's like reading commentaries from people, from an editor who didn't know him, because if you don't know, H.P. Lovecraft actually committed suicide a long time ago. So anyways, we are not gonna do the yeah, we'll go with Darkest. I really don't feel like making my brain hurt in this series. It's gonna be a lengthy series because it's a very long game, but crap, I didn't even think of a title now, did I? I know I totally misspelled that. It's the phrase that all of Cthulhu's cultists seem to say. Anyways, another cutscene. Except I skipped it, so there we go. And this is the old order. This serves as the tutorial, by the way. You start off with two heroes, the Crusader and the Highwayman. The Highwayman's more of a ranged, kind of like a thief in terms of classical RPGs, and the Crusader is more of like a paladin. Although your starting character, or specifically your starting Crusader, really sucks. So we're going to be getting rid of him. Oh gosh, I have tutorials on. Also, one more thing. If you think the game is really tough, like if you don't want like corpses to hang around and stuff like that, you could actually change everything. And so we're going to keep everything the same because I ain't no baby. I play on hard modes and stuff. So
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
okay, sorry. We are going to change one teensy weensy little thing. It's not there. Where is it? Is it on other tutorials? Thank you. Okay. Don't need tutorials popping up every 2 seconds.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion.
This little
that
thug.
all may hear of your arrival.
Okay, so he is surprised, which means we actually get a free turn on him. And so we're just gonna wail on him and take him out super duper quick. So down below you have 4 skills with each hero, and you can actually change which skills that are available to the hero in time once we get an upgrade. Sure. Cool. Valuables.
Handsome reward
Excellent.
for a task well performed.
And this is the last room. We're just gonna defeat 2 guys. There's the Fusilier, and then there's the Bloodletter. This guy is tough. He's got 35 HP. The other one, he's more of a ranged guy, but he will actually deal a lot of damage to us if we don't take him out quick. So that is actually what we're gonna do. We're gonna take him out as quickly as we can with the Highwayman. Yeah, that AoE is pretty devastating, especially with that debuff. This guy deals some pretty tough damage as well, and I don't know, his stun resistance, which you can see right down here, down below, is 50%. His blight resistance is 20%, bleed is 20%, debuff is 15%, and his move resistance is 75%. So that's how hard it's going to be to put any status effects on him. I would say let's go ahead and stun him, but that's only a 50% chance, and we got it. Now, after he comes out of stun, and this is true for all characters, they get a resistance buff to that whichever status you've inflicted. So he's gonna probably be at 75% resistance for stun when he comes back into the game. Now we can actually just wail on him and take him out fairly quickly. See, he's now at 90% stun resistance, so let's see if we can make him bleed. Bleed, little piggy. He's also got a debuff. Bleed and Blight are status effects that actually take away HP every turn that that character activates on. So when it is the Bloodletter's turn again, he will take, I think, 2 damage. Yeah, 2 damage for 2 more rounds. Blight is like poison, and if we actually inflict Blight and he dies from Blight, then his corpse disappears. But since he was the last character, his corpse is already gone. And that's it. So we're going to continue adventuring, and you can see that there's a chest right here. Now, you can open it or you can leave it. And from my experience, this chest specifically has always been a trap. So we're actually just gonna leave and go back to the hamlet. And so this is all of our rewards: collected treasure, collected heirlooms, which is what we'll use to build buildings and stuff like that, which I will show you in just a second. So 2 resolve, which is our XP, and we get night blindness, which is minus 10% damage if torches below 26. That's actually not that bad, because we'll always be at around 50%, I think, for this playthrough, and then 20% scouting chance in ruins. Nothing on Dismas. Okay, so the hamlet. Let's talk about buildings and stuff.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Love the voice acting for the narrator, so good. Anyways, activity log, we're at level 1 still. these are all of our goals, and you can see there's a crap ton of goals. Okay, those are the roster goals, so we don't really need to care about that as much. These are all bosses and whatnot, and there's quite a few of them. There's a lot. This is just to get everybody to max level, like different classes to max level, which we'll try to do. But there's a specific team that I would like. But here's the goal for the series. I'm actually going to experiment with combinations of different heroes, and I'm going to be using heroes that you might not normally use, and definitely want to get those new classes that I haven't really experimented before. So basically what I'm trying to get at is I'm going to have at least one of each class of hero, and we're going to be switching them out because our main build that we'll be using, we won't be able to use it all the time. Well, actually we can, but I'm gonna try to force myself not to.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
These are narrations, okay, and cutscenes and whatnot. Okay, cool. Stagecoach. We can recruit new heroes, and we will recruit
men, soldiers, and outlaws, fools, and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Look at how much this guy talks. We're actually going to recruit the Plague Doctor and the Vestral.
Than the blood-soaked battlefield.
We can upgrade every single building using our heirlooms. So down below, you probably can't see as much. You can see all of our heirlooms, and I just realized my cursor is like way off. How sad. Anyways, we can upgrade using resources, and we will actually we'll do one of each.
Great heroes can be found even here in the mud and rain.
Graveyard, all of your dead characters.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
You know, I think I will talk about the blacksmith and the guild, the sanitarium, and the abbey in another episode, and the nomad wagon. Probably next episode after we come back from our first mission. Man, that is really going to like bug the heck out of me. The fact that our cursor is so off. Okay, anyways, let's embark on a new journey.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your
Okay.
work begins.
So, certain characters have different strengths depending on which position you place them in. So, for example, our Crusader, he's obviously going to be geared towards the first two positions because he can actually attack in those first two positions. So if you hover around their abilities, like I am, like this, it doesn't even tell you what the name of the attack is. Okay. Oh, Bulwark of Faith. There we go. The Bulwark of Faith. You can be used on the first two positions. He doesn't have any back row, as in 3 or 4 positions, so has to stay up within the first 2. Dismas, the Highwayman. He can be, he's strong in position 2 and 3, not so much in number 1 because the gun you actually have to be in position 2, 3, or 4 to use, so you can't use the gun if you're in position 1. Same with Grape Shot Blast. Let's see, you have Judgment, Divine Grace, Illumination, and Hand of Light, so she's actually favorable in position 3. Because if she's in position 4, she actually can't use 2 of her attacks, and she can't use some of her attacks. She's in position 2 or 1. And the Plague Doctor is good in the back row, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, you can also put accessories on them, which will strengthen them, but we're actually going to go ahead and get to exploring. We're not going to do that. We're going to go provisions. Excuse me. Oh, that's because, okay, I see. I actually didn't use it. Okay, your provisions.
Gold, later
in blood. Okay, your provisions. You have to allocate food and other resources like torches to make sure that you can survive. So what I'm actually going to do is kind of give you a general rule of thumb. You're going to want torches and you're going to want keys for chests. Food, you're going to want plenty of food, but on a short task, I think it would be best to have at least 2 uses in case we have an event where we have to actually eat, and then some left over to actually use as healing. I don't think we'll need medicinal herbs, although there are iron maidens that we could use it on. What is this? Laudanum, a soothing tincture to inure one's mind against the horrors of the dark. That's actually new. Or at least to me it's new. I guess that cures madness, as some things can cure bleeding and stuff like that. I think this will be good. I'm trying to wrap my head around all of this because it's been a long time. And you know what I will do real quick? I'm actually going to go ahead and say we're not going to see the cursor anymore because it's gonna annoy me knowing that that's gonna be on the screen like that. Okay, so when you start off, you can see on your map there's a whole lot of stuff like right here on the map that I'm moving around. You can move from room to room, but as you travel to the room, you go down a corridor, and stuff can happen in the corridor like this. You salvage an unburned torch. All right, so we'll go ahead and put that torch in with us. And then sometimes there will be traps, and sometimes there will be other battles that we'll have to do. We'll go in through the door and go into the room, and of course it's treasure, and since it's guarded, we have to destroy these bone rabbles in order to actually get to it. We're actually gonna go ahead and do our AoE attack and get them down to pretty good stuff. They are not very resistant to blight. Do I have anything that can? I do not, because they're in the first 2 and I need that in the back too. Okay. Oh, it's cure. Buff target. Shuffle. Yeah, actually it doesn't do anything. Okay. When there's only first 2. So what we'll do is we'll buff Reynold because he's gonna be going here.
Inspiration and
Judgment. Illumination. Hand of light. I actually need to be in the front to do that. Oh man. Actually not a whole lot that we can do. Actually, yeah, there is something we can do. We can attack. There's our back row attack. I was looking for that. And Reynolds will, of course, go ahead and bash the skeleton in for 16 damage. Definitely killing it. Okay, we got gold and malachite. Or jade. Sorry, jade. Out of that. Is this a locked... Unlocked strongbox. Okay, so we'll just open that up. The contents are ours. We got a shovel, citron, and gold.
Often low on supplies.
Okay, let's move on to the next room. And our objective is to explore 90% of the rooms, as you can see on the top left. Okay, so...
The cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Sorry. I'm going to try not to talk when he's talking. But we're going to use a shovel to clear away the debris. Make sure you actually click on the shovel, because if you don't, then... yeah, bad stuff will happen. We're going to actually light our torch. And you can see up in the middle top... we have dim light, which is 75. We get more stress, but we get more dodge, more scouting, and 3 times the monster surprises, or chance to surprise monsters. This lady right here, the stressful incantation lady, she will actually incur madness on our heroes, and we don't need that. We actually want to go ahead and take her out very, very quickly, because the only character that can actually heal madness is the Jester, and it's going to be a while before we actually have access to him. So, can I actually... well, okay. Actually, we're just going to focus on her. 2 more damage and she's dead. And we will actually go ahead and take her out. Boom. Oh, really? Well, on her next turn, she will die. Ooh, some bad damage on our Vestral. I can attack 2 with Zealous Accusation. Do I want to? Yeah. Yeah, that's half their HP right there, so. Yeah, we'll attack all 3. Boom! 2 dead. 1 is left with 1 HP. I will destroy them all. Oh, yes. There's really only one thing. Who has not gone yet? Actually, I think everybody's gone. No, Reynold has not gone yet. Okay. Well, we'll just buff him up just in case.
The blood
And Judgment will take it for the win. All right, we don't have to worry about the corpses. So, cool. Got some anti-venom. Wow. 1,000 gold each. I think that might be new too, because I've never had that. A trick of the light? Question mark. I like that. Okay, nothing in this room, so we're actually gonna go up and around in a U shape. More loot. Most monsters surprised. I think I don't really want. Well, actually, you know what? More loot. More loot. So we'll keep it. Oh, this guy. The pack contains loot, and so he will take it and keep it for himself. He won't share with the party, which means it doesn't go inside of our inventory. Unfortunate. Some characters have stupid quirks like that. Well, actually, we want to be about there, I think. Ooh, a big chest. Lots of enemies. This guy will incur bleeding on targets, and he hits pretty hard. We resisted the move and the bleed, but again, we're going to take out the Acolyte first. It's always good to take out those back row enemies because they will do stuff like that. 18 badness is not good. And really, we're just going to go ahead and blight her up. Just want to really take her out. 4 more damage. Or 2 more turns worth of blight. Don't want to really leave it at that, but I will go ahead and stun this guy because he's the only character that will activate after Reynold. You can see that on the right of his HP. Right here it says actions 1, so he's going to be next. And we want to stun him. Oh, he resisted. Wow. At least we did a little bit of damage to him. Unfortunate, but ready for the old gods. Bleed and a debuff. Oh, sweet. That was actually 4 damage. So bleed does 2 damage. Blight does 4, correct? I think. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use that. Heal up that bleed. So I don't want any more damage. All right, that critical, and criticals will actually heal a little bit of madness. So let's see. Yeah, we're gonna debuff him. Wow, and a crit. 2 crits. Plus, that actually makes our lightens up the room a little bit. And you have summon resistance of 25, but you've already gone, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit you hard. Yeah, he should die on the next character. Well, okay, I was gonna say the next character's turn, but probably not now because. There we go. Wow, crit. We've been getting crits like crazy. Anyways, loot, and this is a locked heirloom chest. Can be beaten. Contents are mine. Wow, the blood, the call is unyielding. The urge is irresistible. Only the blood will quell this thirst. It's interesting. Well, we got 2 deeds, and we're gonna want a lot of those. Okay. We're just gonna go up and around. Also, keep an eye on the floor, because there are traps like that I didn't see. I gotta remember to keep my torch light up. I think I'm just gonna keep it up for the time being. I'm not gonna worry about any loot-specific builds where you can get crazy tons of loot by having your torch down and stuff like that. I don't think I'm gonna do that. This pack contains loot. Oh, look, we got a lot of food. I'm actually gonna use some of that food to heal Dismas up. It's a pretty good investment in my opinion, since this is a short one. Hunger. So this is an event that if you don't have food, it actually does bad stuff. But since we have food, we'll eat food and we're getting 5% health. There we go. And go inside the room. Nothing inside the room. Okay, so we'll go to the last room then. And that'll be it for this dungeon, I guess. Let's go ahead. Luckily, I brought 2 shovels. Or I actually did find 1 shovel too, so I actually had 3 shovels. So we're gonna use a shovel. If you actually dig with your hands, because you don't have a shovel, then actual bad stuff happens. Like all of your characters, I think, get damaged. Something like that. Okay, so the enemy's been surprised, so we all get a free turn on the enemy. We're actually gonna get rid of the bone courtier first, and then the arquebulist, because they are really bad. This one specifically because he does madness damage. This one because he actually does a lot of range attacks. 5 damage. Okay. I can attack the last 2 though this time with the plague grenade. I like how that crit was a 1. He's gonna die on his turn. So let's focus a little bit on... Let's kill him. Yeah, just kill him. Executed with impunity. And judgment. We're gonna try to... -20. Yeah, okay. So, straight up. Hit him in the back. Yep, he's dead. He's gonna move up because the blight killed him. And so when blight kills, it actually gets rid of the corpse. Damn, coral. He's gonna attack the plague doctor. Wow, with the crit. And when the enemy crits, it actually does madness damage too to enemies around. Should be able to kill. Give them no quarters. Give them no more money for arcades and stuff. Nobody's got anything. No. Okay, we're gonna have to do something about the plague doctor. Well, I guess I can just go ahead and buff. Because not being able to attack anybody in the front 2 rows is kind of pretty bad. So this is the last room. I'm just gonna straight up hit him with, yeah, judgment. Only 4 damage. Okay. Hopefully Reynolds will go next. Yeah. And 13 damage. We'll do it. Okay, get some more stuff. We're actually gonna try to open up this chest. It's an heirloom chest. Can I use the key on that? Yep, key unlocks a hidden compartment. So there we go. And we're gonna go ahead and end the episode and the dungeon there. So we got a disease charm, 4 crests, and 3,000 gold, which we'll use to buy more stuff in the next episode and our next outing. And there we go. And level ups, or I guess not really level up, but trait ups. Bloodthirsty, fascinated with injury, wounds, and torture. Minus 20% stress in the cove, which is an area. Plus 15% disease risk, which is really good. Lazy eye, minus 5 accuracy range skills, which is bad for her, but minus 10% stress. And obsessed with the acquisition of knowledge, which is actually really bad, and I'll tell you why in another episode when we actually get to books and stuff. So here we go, back to the hamlet.
In time, you will know.
Tavern's unlocked and the abbey's unlocked. I'll explain those in the next episode though. But that will actually do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Check the description for my Facebook and Twitter information. While you're at it, give this video a huge thumbs up to support this series, and subscribe if you would like to see more. I will see you guys in the next video.